Welcome to the House Therapy, the podcast that helps you to create a home that you love to live in. I'm Nina Dwaron, owner and lead designer at ISO Design and Interiors. And each week, we're going to explore practical ways to help bring more beauty, function, and flow into your space. From design and staging to organizing, downsizing, and everything in between. If you want a home that truly supports your life and your family, you're in the right place. Let's get started. Today, we're going to be diving into a topic that I absolutely love, which is how design can affect your mood and some of the simple strategies that you can do in order to create an emotional comfort in your home for yourself and your family. Because here's the truth. Your home isn't just about where you sleep, cook, and of course do laundry. It is a place that you bond with your family, a place that you celebrate all the small and big milestones, and it's a place where you come home to relax and recharge. And when your home feels good, you feel good. So let's dive into some of the ways that design can impact your emotional well-being, and what are some of the things that you can do right now in order to make your home feel calmer, cozier, and more supportive, especially now that we're deep into the fall season and the weather's changing. It's a little bit dreary outside and a little bit cooler. So let's dive into that right now. So the first thing that can really set the tone for your home is colors. So let's talk about how color can affect your mood, because it is one of the biggest mood shifters in a home. So if you like blues and greens, these are calming colors. But colors like bright colors like red, orange, and bright yellow, they are more energetic and less calming. So if you are looking for a cozier space, think about warm neutrals, because it will give you the feeling of groundedness and calm. So warm neutrals like warm greens, warm blues, beige, or these days grayish is a very popular color because it's a mix of gray and beige at the same time. It's a beautiful color, and I use it a lot in design because it is modern. At the same time, it is calming and soothing. And if your space feels hectic or busy, try some of these warm tones like the soft greens or the muted blues or warm taupes to add some grounding feelings to these spaces, especially in offices, right? So if your office already feels cluttered, adding a bright, loud color into the office is not going to give you this feeling. So whatever the feeling it is that you want to exude in the room, you may want a room to feel lively and loud, in which those loud colors will work just fine. But if you are seeking a space to retreat to find calmness and relaxation, then I highly recommend that you look towards the warmer tones and the earth tones. Now, natural light really can boost well-being, especially this time of year when there is less daylight, and with the recent time change as well, the daylight time change, it is getting darker a lot quicker towards the end of the day. So if you can add more natural light to your home, it is going to help with your mood and your mental well-being. So whenever possible, open, in the morning when you wake up, open all your blinds and let in natural light, because it will literally boost serotonin, and which is your feel-good hormone. So the more natural light there is in your home, the better that you are going to feel. So while, having heavy curtains is nice this time of year because it can keep away some of the cold air that tends to come through the windows. But, maybe use more of the sheers or light filtering shades like the zebra blinds. And keeping your windows clean can also help to filter in that natural light that we all need at this time of year. Okay, so give that a try. Now, the last episode I talked about decluttering, and decluttering can really help to shift your mood because clutter in itself creates mental clutter and mental stress. So when you declutter, you are removing the visual noise, which will mean that you are also reducing the mental noise that exists. And when the surfaces are clear, your brain will be more at ease, and you will feel less stressed and less overwhelmed. So again, if you didn't listen to the Decluttering with Purpose episode, I would recommend that you go back and listen to that episode in order to apply this as part of the design process. Now, you can make decluttering look real pretty with beautiful baskets and bins within the closets and cabinets and in the mudroom. And not only will it look pretty, it can hide away all the things that you don't want yourself to see or other people to see, so that you don't need to have to look at it every day. So, even the simple task of clearing up your countertop or your desk at the end of the day can make you feel calmer. And I can speak to this myself. When I walk into my home and there are things on my countertop that are not neat and orderly and tidy, I do feel the stress. And as soon as my home is clear of the cluttered, or things are put away in an orderly fashion, I feel this instant calm in my body and in my mind that can't be explained. So there is the real thing about clutter, not just cluttering up your home and your spaces, but it can really clutter up your mind and your physical well-being. Now, the other thing is that we need to talk about is furniture placement and how it can affect the energy flow of your home. So a good and clean layout of furniture creates ease and ease for energy flow. And when your furniture placement is not done properly, it can feel like there's tension in the air. So things like if you set up furniture where you're constantly bumping into it or bumping into things, and there's no smooth flow from one room to the next, your body can feel that shift or that stress. So what I recommend is you float your furniture away from walking paths and doorways and entrances, because then that will create the clear walkway for everyone in the family, and it gives your room that feeling that it is breathable. When there's too many furniture and too many overstuffed size furniture in the space, it can feel very cluttered, and it can feel like there's a blockage of energy flow in the space. So I highly recommend that you if you can, pull furniture away from the walls, and definitely away from walking paths and doorways, so that there's an ease of flow from that you can walk through in that room and into the next room, because furniture placement plays a very important role in the energy flow, which is feng shui. And we're going to talk about feng shui more deeply in a different episode, but furniture flow plays a very important in the simple practice of feng shui. Now, texture, adding texture and layering texture in a room creates comfort and warmth. And especially this time of year when the weather is a little bit cooler, texture is one of the easiest and fastest way that you can add emotional warmth to a room. So by adding things like a soft throw or a woven baskets to add to store some additional blankets and throws, and adding, changing out your summer throw pillows and cushions with more tactile fabrics like the buccal materials that are very popular these days. It gives you that feeling that, this is a place that you can dive into, sink into, relax, and gives you that feeling that you are safe in this space. So, change out some of those summer throws and pillows and add more things like, a thicker throw, a thicker cushion with something that's soft and cozy that you want just to wrap yourself in and stay cozy on the couch. And that will not only add texture and gives off that vibe that this is a warm and cozy environment that is safe and relaxing. Now, scent is something that that is tough to talk about, especially when there are so many people who have scent or chemical sensitivities these days. Obviously you can add scent using candles and diffusers, like lavender scents and citrus scents and things like that. But essential oils can impact pets if you have pets in the family. So you need to make sure that you search and find out which scents are safe for your pets. And if you have scent sensitivity, some of these scents can be too strong for you. So what I recommend in that case is you just, boil, put a pot on the stove with some water, some cinnamon sticks, cloves, some slices of almonds and apples, and just boil that for the day. And oh my gosh, that is going to make your home feel so cozy and homey. And the natural scents that comes out of that is going to be so inviting and warming feeling. So, scents has a way of bringing up, reminding you of places and people and memories, and that will make you happy and feel warm and cozy inside. But while, diffuser, essential oils, and candles may not be good for you, there are other ways, like what I've just shared, by bringing in the natural scents by boiling a pot with cinnamon sticks and whatever scents, whatever citrus that you like, and add that and some warming spices, and that will make a huge difference in the way that your home feels. And you can add that to a nice jar or a nice vase and place it on your kitchen counter, and just that scent linger in your home. And not only will it look good, it'll smell good as well. Now, adding fresh plants will help to reduce stress as well. Now, I am a big user and believer of artificial plants, especially when it comes to staging, because it stays fresh and it looks alive for the entire duration of the sale of the home without having someone to water it and take care of it. However, fresh plants is the way to go. And because especially this time of year when everything is so brown and all the leaves are gone, it's a way for you to bring some of nature indoors. And having fresh plants indoors is a proven strategy to help reduce stress. And having fresh plants in your home can make your home feel more alive. Now, the one thing that I would caution is that if you have pets, you need to make sure that you understand which plants are harmful to your pets, so don't use those. But if you don't have pets, then any plants will do. However, there are plants that are not harmful to your pets, so there are ways that you can bring in fresh plants to your home. And what you can do is add one or two, simple and easy to care plants like pothos or snake plants. You don't necessarily need to have a jungle in your home, but having one or two plants in a room can really shift the mood of a room. And it really does add that layer of texture and aliveness and color to your home, especially plants like the Christmas cactus, because it flowers during this time of year. So it's adding that pop of color to a room, not only just the freshness and the aliveness that plants can do. Now, the other thing that I should have brought up when I brought up daylight or natural light is that you do need to have a balance of lighting in a room in order to create harmony. So, there are many different layers of lighting that you can add to a space, such as overhead lighting, and ambient lighting, task lighting, and as well as accent lighting. Now, overhead lighting can sometimes feel a little bit harsh if it's on full lighting. So what you can do is you can put overhead lighting on a dimmer. So if you want a warmer, cozier mood, you can dim the light, and that will definitely help. And I love layering lighting in a room because not only is it functional because it helps you to see in the space, but layering lighting in a room is kind of like adding the finishing touches to a great outfit, right? So, if your outfit looks great, it'll look even better with, great jewelry, like a nice necklace, some nice earrings, a nice handbag. Those are the finishing touches. And lighting for me is that finishing touch in a room, because for me, lighting is the jewelry to the room as it is to a great outfit. So when you can, add some floor lamp, table lamps. I always recommend table lamps in a room because, again, it's that layering, and using soft LED lights that have multiple functions. So you can add brightness, or you can use a dimmer, and avoid using harsh daylight bulbs. Okay, so daylight bulbs like 4000 K bulbs or 5000 K bulbs, which is used in commercial spaces. My recommendation is to use either the 3000 K or the 2700 K LED bulbs, because it is it gives off a warm light and gives you that calming atmosphere in your space. Now, next is creating personal items to create belonging in a space. So a beautiful home is great, but a meaningful home is even better. So creating spaces that feels emotionally grounding and reflect your personal and family stories by adding things like that matters, like family photos or beautiful travel souvenirs or artwork from a loved one, and creating a bookshelf or like a server table or countertop with these type of specific intentions can really add to the design of your space, right? So a beautiful family photo in a beautiful frame, again, adds textures, color, and sometimes a little bling to the room as well. And travel souvenirs. Now, I recommend that you avoid buying the small travel souvenirs, things like the shot glasses. Like, travel souvenirs should be nice and large, because then it will add more impact to the space and to the room. And artwork from your children, if you frame it properly and you put it up on a wall, like a gallery wall, it will make such an impact, and add, just that personal touch to the room, that when people walk in, not just yourself, but when people walk in, they're going to be drawn to that space to look at it better. And that's what you want to create in the home, is that, that people want to gather around and linger and stay and converse, right? So make sure that when you are designing your spaces, that to bring in these personal touches. And finally, I want to talk about, orderly spaces. We did talk about decluttering a little bit earlier, but our brains really love simplicity. So when a room is visually calm through colors and just simple styling, it can relax your mind and your physical what's the word I'm looking for? Like your physical, not well-being, but the way you feel physically. So, designing is important. Design with intention is even more important. So, in this case, less is always more. So think about how you can create a calming zone in your home. It could be your library, your office, your entryway, which is or your foyer, which is where you first experience coming home. You want it to be calming and cozy and have just simple styling that brings a smile to your face the minute that you walk through your door. Okay, so keep in mind to keep it clutter-free and visually simple, because it's going to create that calmness in your mind and your body. So in closing, I just want to share that design isn't just about the aesthetics. It really is about how your home will make you feel. And some of these small changes that I've recommended today can really make a huge emotional impact for you and your family. So thanks again for joining me on today's House Therapy episode. And until next time, take care of your home and it will take care of you. Bye for now. Thank you for listening to the House Therapy podcast. If today's episode inspired you, be sure to follow the show and share it with someone who would love it too. For more tips, resources, or to work with me directly, visit isodesign.ca. Until next time, remember, with a little effort, every home can be beautiful and every space can be functional. And remember, you deserve it.